So somebody asked me yesterday about my vacation time. They said, hold on, let me pull over a little bit so I can read this to y'all. Ain't nobody coming. I'm in the turning lane right now. But it says, Tinesha, it seems like you have a very flexible work schedule and ample PTO to travel. Is this because you're in the tech space? Are you not under a supervisor where you have to get time off approved first? Go ahead. So that's a great question, y'all. That is a great question. Let me tell you this. I have always, and I call this a manifestation because clearly this isn't every job, but it has been all of my jobs. No matter where I've worked, no matter what company I worked for, this is as an adult, for real, in my career field. I've always had this flexibility, for real. But let me tell you, it actually started in the military. I manifested because I've always spoke these things into existence. I always said the things I like and what I want. Even as far back as the military, I have always been so freaking favored and blessed. And you know why? I feel like it's because of my spirit of excellence. In the military, they would give us things to do, chores, such as for me, I remember I used to have to, like, you know, they give you things to do in the barracks where you live. And one of the things was brassoing the sinks, brassoing all the metal. And that's basically shining and polishing the metal. Like when you clean the bathroom, you can't just clean the bathroom. You have to shine and polish the metal, wherever there's metal, the faucets, the drains. And you use this stuff called brasso. I had a spirit of excellence. I would do my very best, even on that. We would have kitchen duty where after we ate and chow, they had certain platoons that were assigned different chores. And maybe once a week, it was our turn to do the kitchen. And this meant that after everybody ate, you had to run the kitchen and clean the kitchen and wash the dishes and all of that. And whatever I was assigned to, I just had this spirit of excellence. Like, I am going to do the very best. I don't care if it was, we want you to use a toothbrush and shine this one tile on the floor. Best believe that tile on the floor was going to be the shiniest tile, one tile you've ever seen. And guess what? It was noticed. It was noticed. So when I would do kitchen duty, like if I was on trays, for instance, I would make a game of, oh, let me get it so that the trays never stack up, and I would be fast and I would be efficient and I would be swift. And I say that to say that when things popped up, like going to the gas chamber, my drill sergeants would look out for me and a few other people who just had a spirit of excellence. They would be like, you know what? Instead of because I've never been to the gas chamber. I'm in the whole army, never been. And they would be like, you come with me. We have a duty for you. And that duty would be something like, we're going to do this real quick, like mow the lawn or something. And then after that, y'all are off while everybody else is in the gas chamber doing whatever. I've always had people everywhere I've been look out for me because I've always approached everything I did with the spirit of excellence, the spirit of I can do it, the spirit of no excuses. I've always been like that, y'all. No excuses. If they be like, pick up all the trash on this piece of sidewalk and mow the lawn, I never complained, and I did my best. And in the way I would do my best is in my own head. I made a game. I gave myself a challenge. I gave myself a do this, do this, do this. I never got into the crowds who would complain and gripe. I never did that. And when I would be around the people who would do that, I would distance myself. Sometimes I would even give them a lecture. So this whole lecturing thing I be doing to y'all, it ain't new. I've been on this. And some people ride with it and some people don't. Some people be like, she thinks she too good, or she thinks she this, or she thinks she that. And some people, they would join my posse and we would be the posse of excellence. And we would get favor. And we would get blessings, and people would try to look at that like, oh, they only do that for them because X, Y, and Z. No, because we give our best. We do our best. And we're reliable, and we're not going to give you excuses, and we're not going to complain and cry and moan. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. You can count on me. You can rely on me. Even if that means I'm on vacation. But guess what? There's something that has to be done before I go on vacation. I would stay at work till 2 in the morning if I had to, with a smile. And I would do it. I always said when we're at work and you got to work with people 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day. You want to work with people who you enjoy. I become enjoyable. Whenever I found jobs, and they're actually careers. I'm in a career, right? But they're a job. So whenever I found them, like I said, I know my worth. I know my worth, and I can't even stress how important that is. And the reason why I know my worth is because somebody told me their worth. This is why I believe in sharing. Before I got into this industry, I've had the fortune of meeting great people who would tell me, listen, this is what I make. So when you go in on this interview, ask for this. And there were times where I'm like, for real? I can ask for that much? Because you don't know what you're worth until somebody tells you what the going rate is. Otherwise, you're just out there guessing in them streets. And when you're guessing, you don't have as much confidence. And it's not about the bluff. It's not about sitting there bluffing and saying, this is my worth. It's about truly believing in your core. That's what I believe. So because I know in my core, this is what they're getting paid, this is what they're getting paid, and I'm just as good, even if I'm not. Because what I do know is this. There ain't nothing somebody knows out there that you can't learn. That's what I know for sure. Wherever it's out there, you can be trained. You are trainable, you are coachable, you are teachable. And so therefore, you're not better than I am. Because I can pick this up the same way you did. Right? So therefore, I have confidence. Oh, they get paid X, Y, and Z. I want to get paid X, Y, and Z. So when I go in on this interview, I'm asking for X, Y, and all of the Z's. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask for GGHHBB on top of it as a perk. That's what I believe. I've said this before, but of course, y'all didn't see it because y'all ain't got time to be remembering everything I've ever said in my life. But I've said this before that, when I went on an interview for the job that I work now, I was going on an interview with several companies. And I have a baseline of what I want to get paid. And then what I do negotiate for is vacation time. That's my thing. And I do that because I need you to know what you're getting. I'm not trying to trick you. Nor am I trying to feel guilty every time I'm away. I'm not. So we clear that up right up front. What I'm about, I love vacation. I'm a traveler. So therefore, a company may say, well, we start at 4 weeks. Well, I need more than 4 weeks because I'm a senior person in this field. So therefore, I'm coming from a place where I have more than that, first of all. So therefore, why would I come to your company and downgrade with what I usually have? And guess what? They usually go for that. They usually override whatever they say they start off with. I don't do start-offs. I don't care what you start off with. I'm not a start-off person. Like, I'm not a person just coming out of college and you're giving me my first job. No, I've been in these streets. So I negotiate for that. And some companies, I had a company tell me, oh, well, we only get 4 weeks and this is what the CEO gets and this is what the da-da gets and this is what the da-da gets. Well, to me, that all that means is y'all don't value people taking time off away from work and having a life outside of work. That's what that tells me. And it also tells me when you tell me that's what the CEO gets. But guess what? I also know that the CEO can afford to take off and not get paid. Because think about this. Just because they only give you this many weeks of vacation, you can still take off more time. You're just not going to get paid for it. The CEO probably doesn't have to get paid for it because it's making that much money. So that doesn't move me what the CEO does. Because me and the CEO are on the same tax bracket. The CEO is living a different lifestyle than I'm living. I need my coins and I need to be off at the same time. I normally find positions that will give me 6 weeks to 7 weeks. And if I find a company that gives me more weeks, you know what I do? I bring that back to who I work for. Hey, and I talk to people who are in higher positions. I get the feel out, hey, I heard this is what's happening in the industry these days. And they be like, for real? And what they know is if they want to keep great talent, they have to adjust to the times. My company used to only pay us a 6% match on our 401k. But guess what? I heard a company who was doing 10. And so I tell them, hey, there's a company out here, they're giving 10%, they're giving a 10% match on 401ks. My company now does 10. That's why I have ample time off, like enough time. And again, you see my ethics where I believe, look, I'm supposed to be at work by now. I believe in going to work and working as many hours as humanly possible to offset. I believe in that. And I do realize that I have a lifestyle where I can do that because I don't have young children. I get it. I get it. That's not everybody's bag, but you got to learn what can work within your lifestyle, and you have to make those adjustments in your lifestyle. Do what works best for you. I've had a young child at one point, and I still figured out ways that I could do what I could do, right? I didn't take as many vacations back when my child was younger. That was one of the things. So that's that. As far as flexibility, just like now, yes, I have a job where it's super flexible. We work in an industry where they just really believe in you doing your job. And I believe because a lot of us are all of us, not a lot of us, all of us are high income earners. They know that that's the motivation. That's the motivation. That's incentive. Good pay is incentive to go to work. So therefore, they don't have to worry about us not coming to work, not showing up, not doing our time, not doing our job. They don't have to worry about that. It's because we're incentivized through our pay and through our benefits. So I think that's why it works out that way. So yes, super flexible. Do I have a supervisor I report to? I do not. I do not. I mean, there are overall people in charge, but we don't report to them. I mean, that's just the culture where I work. And we don't have to ask permission to be off. Again, that's just the culture where I work. We just got to let them know we're not going to be in. Hey, not going to be in. I'll be out these next 2 days. That's it. That's it. No permission. No, nothing has to be signed off on. And we're in charge of our own timesheets. I do my own timesheet on my computer at home. Yeah, so it is pretty flexible, and it's just perfect for my lifestyle. But as long as the company is good to me, I'm loyal. I stay with them until it's time to do something different. That's it, guys. Let me get to work. Let me get to work. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for talking to me. Thank y'all for being subscribers. Thank y'all for thumbs upping. Thank y'all for leaving comments. Thank y'all for all of y'all participation. Thank you for the energy you give me. And thank y'all for the energy that I give y'all, and y'all not complaining too much. All right, bye.